After 12 straight days of demonstrations, activists wanted these gatherings to be the biggest yet.
We're not free in a racist system.
Thousands of people took to the streets of Philadelphia and New York City.
Black Lives Matter.
In San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge was shut down, while the centre of Washington, D.C. was brought to a complete standstill.
It's unfortunate for the reason that we're here, but it's beautiful that everyone is able to come together and do what's right.
In the country's capital, nearly a dozen different events were held despite the heat and humidity. The newly named Black Lives Matter Plaza in front of the White House was the focal point. It's taken on the feel of a street festival with musicians and food stalls.
Free water, candy, snacks!
Few here have much nice to say about Donald Trump's response to these rolling protests so far.
Honestly, I think he'd rather be much of a dictator than a president. I mean, hopefully we get him out of office and we get somebody in there who's really about the people and about the country.
In anticipation of today, the Commander-in-Chief's residence had been reinforced with another ring of fencing. Most businesses were boarded up too and covered with statements of solidarity after looting earlier this week, though things were largely peaceful on the streets today.
Many people here have been encouraged by similar demonstrations across the nation and indeed in other countries as well. They're hopeful now the eyes of the world are on America that politicians will actually act and tackle entrenched racism.
The scene was much more sombre in the state of North Carolina, where George Floyd was remembered at the second of 3 memorial services.
Not only did we lose a family member, but y'all watched as well. And y'all was helpless too.
Again, his family and friends called for authorities to urgently crack down on police brutality.
I'm telling law enforcement all over the world, if you see that mess, get it out of your house.
Some in the crowd were pleased by news 2 officers have been charged with assault over this incident at a protest in Buffalo, New York. But in a sign of the power police unions wield, hundreds of their colleagues protested outside the first court hearing.
Lock the cameras!
And shielded the 2 officers from waiting journalists before declaring the policemen were just following orders and shouldn't lose their jobs. James Glynday, ABC News, Washington.